Hey folks, Green Stuff Gav here. This week we've got an unboxing, but something a little bit different. Now, I often post armies and trade on a Facebook group called Wargaming Trading Europe, where I often post armies, trade them, painted armies, trade them for other ones. And sometimes I even find the finances to buy stuff. Now, Al House often is on about Warmaster and Hail Caesar. So I thought it'd be fun to grab something and just so that we can play along and try out new rule systems. And I come across this gentleman on the trading page that was selling a load of Warmaster Chaos. Now I love a Chaos army, so it was a very good deal, so I thought I'd pick him up. And today we'd open the blisters up and give them a good look. Sacrilege, I know, but we're actually going to open these things. So, starting with some bits and pieces that we already received open. We have what appears to be some form of big undead rat thing. Whether it's actual chaos from the style of this axe, I don't know, but I think that'd be a very good demon prince. I'm not sure if demon princes exist in Warmaster, but we'll find out. We've got these knights. I've got 3 musicians and a champion, so whether he becomes a general and I convert these guys to have a musician and a standard bearer, I don't know, but that all depends on the army list. But it's amazing how something so small can have such an intricate amount of detail, like all this little chainmail and little chaos spikes and skulls. You can even see the little skull face on this, and there's a skull on top of his little skull face. Tiny, tiny. And again, I don't know how many of these come to a base, so we'll have to look at that. Finally, a little bit of terrain. Very Warhammer. Whether I put that on a champion's base, on the general's base, I don't know. Might be an option. So, Chaos, your main rank and file, this blister's already open, is Chaos Warriors. So we'll have a quick look at what we get here. GW foam. Now I take it this will make 3 bases. So we've got different sculpts as well. I've never looked at Warmaster. It never really appealed to me back when it was a live game. But I can certainly see the appeal of painting smaller figures. So assume it's two ranks per base. And we've got technically 3 different sculpts. Oh, those are different. So, tiny bit of flash, that's easy, as to be expected with metal. Slight bow end, but the difference between metal and fine cast is you can just pull them straight. Again, lovely little details like the skull face on this shield. Slight texture to the base as well, which is unusual. I wasn't expecting. So when I glue them to the bases, I'm probably going to have to find some fine sand just to deal with that. Yeah, nice room to do a bit of freehand on the banner. Some cleanup required, but musician, standard bearer, champion. We've been playing a lot of 6th edition fantasy at the moment, and the standard bearer always goes in the middle for 6th. So it's quite a change to see them poked off to the side, command poked off to the side. The other core unit is Chaos Marauders. Again, this blister is pretty open. Bases, more foam, and some dupes. Again, technically 3 different sculpts, 2 different rank and file and a command. Now the command for this is in the mid, banner's in the middle, champion's a big were-dude, and a hornblower. Almost Bjorg Bearstruck guys. Very Norse with all the beards. Chainmail, lovely little chain sculpt for the Morning Star. Every dude sculpted differently as well. Very, very nice. So yeah. It's going to be quite cool to get some paint on these guys and see how they paint up. I imagine the 10mm scale is going to be quite a quick thing to paint. So. Now we've got some ogres. I don't know what ogres are in Chaos, but or even if they have got Chaos ogres. Don't know, but we'll find out. We'll have to read some Tactica, and apparently there's a website for building army lists. Again, 3 bases. Now these guys are all individuals, so. Again, a fair few different sculpts in these ones. That's actually quite remarkable. And those are quite similar, but different, slightly different pose. Very 90s with the mohawk, earrings. A little goblin strapped up. Remind me very much of the Gary Morley ogres. Like this one with the layered armour is very iconic. And again, quite tidy little sculpts, and bearing in mind that these things were sculpted by hand with sculpting putty back in the day. Bit of flash on this one, I have to bring a file to. And where it's metal cast, you can see the difference between the clean pewter and just where it sat in the mould, it didn't have quite enough agent in it, so you've got a slight burn discoloration. All these scales. Camera's struggling with that. These guys are tiny. Again, all of this little rope detail on the hammer around his belt. Fantastic little sculpts. Old mismatched armour. eye patch. Some flashing on this. They're quite nice. So we're getting 12, so you're talking 4 per base. You have to mix them up so that don't get any duplicates on bases. And then finally, Chaos Chariot. This blister seen better days, but again, for something that was in the 2000s. Cards printed in '99. Done quite well. These I'm not looking forward to because they come in 100 pieces. I can't remember what GW's pricing structure is, but price code D was quite one of the cheap. I think you had A, B, C, and D, so it would have been about 12 quid, I think. I presume 3 chariots, 2 horses each, so we'll just look at some bits. Again, Chaos horses, got their yokes with a guide hole. Again, they're going to need a bit of cleaning up before they'll go together. Right, look at these tiny little skulls. Wheels are quite easy. Lovely. Again, tiny studs, skulls, chaos stars. And by the looks of it, we've got a few different crewmen. No, tell a lie. 2 different crew per chariot. Little chaos warrior. Shield and a whip, a guy with a halberd. So yeah, again, subtidy up needed, just cleaning up, flashing. Yeah, that's really cool. Again, I'm surprised. I mean, you see a lot with resin casting and things like that where they can get such details in, but back in the early 2000s, I'm sure of it, these guys were all cast in metal. So let's get all our guys lined out. And horses. That's not bad at all. Can't quite see one of the chariots. Now the reason, one of the big things at the moment with Warmaster especially, and being 10mm, is there's been a fair bit about 3D printing. And in preparation for getting these guys, I actually printed some Chaos Warriors I found on Thingiverse, I do believe. Printed in resin. These are based off the old Hero Quest Chaos Warriors. But it came pre-supported, so I just literally threw them in the printer. They've come out really well. They're slightly taller, but not by a lot that you'd notice. And I mean, this is the difference between 3D printing and traditional casting and sculpting, is like all of this sculpted by hand, whereas this is digitally designed. So you can get slightly cleaner casts, slightly cleaner sculpts. But they involve a bit more prep work to get all the supports taken off and cleaned up. You see there's a slight misprint there. But by the time that's on a base, no one will notice. Yeah. So that might even be part of the HQ's base. Need to find a suitable general for the army. All in all, I mean, I certainly prefer like 15mm. I think 10mm is an odd scale because a lot of historicals is 15. And 15 gives you slightly better room to paint. Because these guys, like, look at this, by the time we get some undercoat on here, there's not gonna be a lot left to paint. But it's interesting, and like I say, I'm looking forward to getting these guys assembled and painted and try to work out an army list and play some Warmaster. So just got to keep an eye out, have a look on the 3D printing sites and see if we can find some more. Some knights would be nice. But thought you'd enjoy that. So as always, thanks for watching and have fun.